Namaskar. The timetable for ICSE class 10 as well as ISC class 12 is finally out. The days of suspense are finally over. और हुआ क्या? दोनों ही एग्जाम्स मई 2021 में कराए जाएंगे. Both the exams are going to be conducted in May 2021, just like the CBSE class 10 and class 12 board exams are. Because the assembly elections to the 5 states are getting over on the 29th of April, obviously it makes it easier for the council, the ICSE council, to start these examinations in the first week of May. Now, as far as class 12 is concerned, I'll finish with it very quickly. I suppose now the practicals for which the date was given from 1st of April till the 31st of May will be curtailed a little. Especially the science subject practicals, my guess is that will have to be conducted within the month of April 2021, because the physics, chemistry, biology papers have all been slated for after the 15th of May. For instance, if you see the physics paper theory is on the 17th of May, chemistry is on the 21st of May, and thereafter the biology paper on the 7th of June. So you have the opportunity to finish off all these practical examinations so that students are free to focus on their theory papers. उनको theory papers पे focus करने का समय मिलेगा मई 2021 में. So that is as far as class 12 papers are concerned. In this video I want to focus on class 10 in detail, जिसका कि पहला एग्जाम है 5 मई को. 5th of May is your first examination. Now all of you would have seen the timetable, right? So I'm not going to focus on telling you ये date को ये exam है, ये date को ये exam है. You people can see it there. But what we will do at Study with Sudhir is to focus on the strategy that you need to do, especially during the examination period. Now May 5 is our paper, English language. Now most students think, और ये सबसे बड़ी गलती करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, कि इस पेपर को सीरियसली नहीं लेते हैं. सोचते हैं कि लेटर ही तो लिखना है, एक ऐसे ही तो लिखना है, थोड़ा सा ग्रामर होगा, इट विल ऑल बी वेरी इजी. Most students fare poorly in the English language paper. And also remember, because this is the first paper of your board examination, so there is also tension. So tension की वजह से भी, because of the tension as well, many students mess up the English language paper. And English language, the ICSE council takes it very seriously. So most students do not get the kind of marks that they expected. Okay. So just a point that I want to make is that a lot of parents and students have been asking me for help as far as English language paper is concerned, just like what we are doing for the History and Civics paper. So sometime this week we will launch a revision series for the English language paper. Revision series to naam ke vaste hai. It will be detailed videos. I've already started work on it. Detailed videos on how to write the essay, whatever kind of essay that you want to do. Each one is going to be a separate video in detail telling you what you should do and what you should not do. How can you score a 17 out of 20, an 18 out of 20, maybe even a 19 out of 20 in the essays. Letter writing, précis writing, email, notice and grammar, lots of mock tests. Okay, so the detailed videos are being prepared, and our aim really is to help you score a 95 plus in the English language paper. So I will tell you the details about that particular batch a little later this week. We are calling it the Ashwin batch. Okay. May 10th is English literature, our second paper, and you have sufficient gap in case you don't have to appear for any of the papers in between papers like arts and environmental science. Okay, so if you don't have to appear for any of those papers, you have a good 5-day gap year, and that is good enough to do 2 solid revisions, especially for things like Merchant of Venice. Okay, so also try to ensure that you use March and April well, so that you are well prepared for it. History and Civics has just 1-day gap. On the 12th of May is the examination. So 10th, you will finish with literature. 12th of May is your History Civics exam. And listen to this carefully. You have to, I repeat, आपको ये करना पड़ेगा कि इस पेपर की तैयारी को पहले से ही कर लें. History, Civics, both are papers, subjects where you need revision multiple times. Okay, and what we have done as part of the Century batch on the Study with Sudhir app is to provide you with very crisp notes so that you can do revision efficiently. Efficiently being the key word. So वो वीडियो आप एक बार सुन लेंगे, मे बी a second time, because all the videos we're also trying to keep it short. Then you look at the notes, your entire chapter gets over. You don't really need to go through any other reference book, and that's precisely the idea. So Century batch hai, many of you have already joined, many of you can also check it out. If you find it useful, please feel free to join that. Okay, the notes are all provided in PDF form on that particular app. And I can tell you, I'm extremely happy with the kind of quality stuff that we're providing both on the Century app as well as what we are going to provide on the Ashwin batch, Century batch and Ashwin batch. Okay, now let's move on. After economics and arts, maths is on the 18th, which is a good gap, which is a very good gap. And I think this is almost like the council आपको बता रहा है बच्चों इसमें 100 में से 100 लाओ. गणित के पेपर में, मैथ्स के पेपर में, you should aim to get 100 on 100. You will not get a better gap, a better opportunity than this to do so well in the mathematics paper. So please take advantage of this opportunity. Don't mess it up. I will tell you one more thing. Normally, when there is a longer gap, students lose the momentum. Please be careful about that. Do not lose the momentum. Ensure that you are practicing and revising mathematics very well during this period. 20th is a geography paper, which means you have just 1 day gap between maths and geography. You could do one thing. If you are very confident about maths, you can devote 1 day before in the gap between literature and maths to revision of geography for 1 day max, 1.5 days, if you have not done geography well before. But it's entirely up to you. Don't mess up geography and history, which have just a day's gap. Please be careful about that. Okay, you have arts, commercial studies, language papers between the 22nd and the 25th, and the next biggie is the physics paper on the 28th of May. 28th of May is when your physics, the science first paper is there. Okay, and then you have 31st chemistry, again very little gap. Okay, 29th, 30th, you have 2 days gap, and then you have chemistry. First is the only day between chemistry and biology. Yet another subject where you need to prepare in advance. History, civics, geography, biology, and then Hindi. These four, if you have Hindi, these four are subjects. Of course, there are other languages also. So if you are following some other language paper, you need to tweak your preparation schedule accordingly. But in case if you have Hindi, these four subjects, Hindi, biology, geography, and history, civics, please ensure you have it all ready in advance. Okay, don't leave it to the last minute. So June 2nd is bio, June 4th is Hindi, and June 7th are the elective subjects, which include subjects like computer applications, etc. Okay, that will be your last paper, then you can enjoy. Now what this date sheet essentially shows is that this time the gaps are less except for English literature, maths and physics. Okay, all the other papers have just 1 or 2 days gap at most. Also, I have seen that this time they have changed the order of the papers. Normally, biology is the last paper. This time, it is followed by Hindi and then the elective subjects like computer applications. So, they have changed the order. Even geography has moved up this time, right? Last time, geography, biology, Hindi, etc. could not be held because of the lockdown as a result of COVID-19 in 2020. So, moti baat ye hai. The mota headline is that March and April are very important months for you. You want to make best use of it, this is the time. You want to waste your time, this is the time. It's entirely up to you. What you want to do with your class 10 record is entirely in your hands. You have 60 days now, starting today. You have 60 days, 2nd of March till the 30th of April. I mean, if I'm counting May 1st, when you'll get into the exam frame, you have more than 60 days in fact. So please tie your shoelaces and get set and go for this big race in your life. Okay, make use of every minute that you have from now onwards so that when the results are announced sometime in the month of July, you will be really happy. And trust me, it's always very nice to do well in exams. It's not the marks, it is the sense of achievement. कि आपने कुछ पाया, आपने मेहनत की और उस मेहनत का कुछ अच्छा असर निकला. That is what is the real achievement. It's not about whether you got 98 or 99 or 100 or 97. No, It is that sense of that I made my parents proud. I made my younger sister proud. I made my elder brother proud. Whatever. I made my grandparents proud. Work for that. Work for that pride that you can see in their eyes. Okay, work for that pride that they can say कि मेरे बेटे ने, मेरी बेटी ने ये किया, उसने मेहनत की, and this is what he or she achieved. Work for their pride, and that is what should spur you on. Please do not waste time. For heaven's sake, please, I keep telling you, I don't put out videos unless there is some kind of reliable information. Please, in your own interest, do not keep on chasing news videos which have really nothing new to say every day. Please don't do that in your own interest if you value your time. If you value your time, focus on what you need to do in your own best interest, right? Don't go for unnecessary diversions. There is a detailed list of instructions that is also given on the ISC website. Please read them carefully so that you don't know what are the do's and what are the don'ts. Okay, so that there is no confusion. Many of you are still having your pre-board examinations. Please give the pre-board examinations. There are some people out here who say pre-board examinations are not important. They help you prepare. They tell you where you stand. So please appear for those pre-board examinations. Whatever be the state of your preparedness, at least it will give you a reality check. आपको पता लगेगा कि आप कितने पानी में हैं. Okay, so I will not translate that into real literal English. Okay, all the best to you. The countdown starts. The suspense is over. So you have, as I said, a little over 60 days to make you count. And as many people, and especially Anup sir says on Math and Go, paper fodna hai. Okay, all the best. God bless you.